Which documents do I need and how do I get started applying for the OCI visa?
These are just some of the things I thought about when applying for my OCI visa for India. I've moved from the UK to Bangalore for the next year with my husband and successfully applied for my OCI in April 2022. In this video, I will be doing a full walkthrough of an OCI application from the UK and talking about my experiences when applying. I hope this helps you in your application so you can visit India soon with your OCI. Before we get started, if this video helps you in your OCI application, please click the subscribe button to follow my channel for more videos on our expat journey. You can apply for an OCI if you are of Indian origin via yourself, parents, grandparents, or spouse. I've simplified the definitions of who qualifies, but this should cover the majority of applications. To see the exact definitions of who can apply, see the link in the description of this video. One thing to be wary of if you are applying to your spouse is that you must be married for at least 2 years before you can apply. Next is a summary table of the documents you need to take to your appointment. What you need depends on how you are related to the person of India origin that you will be basing your OCI application off. Some things to note: if you're married, you will need your spouse's passport too, regardless of whether you are applying through them or not. If you are not working, there is an option to select this on the form, that you are a housewife, for example, so you won't need the verification of employment form for that. If you are a business owner, you will still need this document from your accounts team, otherwise you will be turned away. If applying for a minor, the legal guardian needs to provide notarized proof of the address. That's how you get your proof for this. We will get the confirmation of appointment letter later in the walkthrough, which you will then need to print out and take to the appointment. Again, the details given in this table have been produced based on my research, so feel free to view the link in the description for the official requirements. I will now be walking you through an example application replicating what I did for myself. My application was based on my mum, who had an OCI herself, and as a result I needed these original documents. Please note for address proof that bank statements, phone contracts, credit card statements and lease agreements do not count. I almost didn't realise this until a few days before my appointment. Utility bills are always safe, just make sure they're within 3 months and you'll be fine. Birth certificate as well, that needs to be A4 in size. My husband was turned down a few years ago when he applied because he turned up with an A5 version. So just have it ready and request the A4 size if you need that, and then you'll be fine. It may be that you got married and your name is not on the utility bill. So I did also read that you can attach the utility bill in your husband's name and your marriage certificate when they request for the address evidence proof. I don't know anyone personally who's needed to do this so far, so please also do your research on forums. Your employer's verification letter, it cannot be a one-line email or miss out details that VFS have asked for. You will get turned away at the physical appointment if you just do it incorrectly. It should be set out professionally on letter-headed paper with a date, confirmation of your role title, when you started the company and what you do at the business. It needs to be signed off with your employer's name, their role, email address and contact number. The address of the business must be included on this document, and finally, you will need their signature. Once you have all originals together, make 2 photocopies of everything and sign each copy with a sentence to say, "This is a true copy of the original," with your signature and the date. You will then need to scan these signed copies and upload them when asked in the application for the uploads. Also, do keep hold of the originals as they will need to see these in your face-to-face appointment as well as the signed photocopies. I will also suggest preparing your photos early so you have these ready when completing the application. Whichever photo you will be uploading to the application needs to match the photos you will be taking in with you to your physical appointment. There are 3 ways you can get your photos. So number 1, you could take a picture on your phone, a passport style photograph, and email that to yourself, edit the file and make sure it meets the aspect ratio of 51 by 51 millimeters using Photoshop. Save that down for the upload and print them on professional printing paper in high res for your face-to-face appointment. Another option you could try is using a website to download an OCI passport style photo. There are so many out there. If you search on Google, you'll be able to find some pretty quickly. And I'll also put some links below for you to have a look through. They will basically send you a downloadable image, and they will also post the printouts to your door for a small fee. And you just literally need to send them a photo of yourself, a passport style photo again, from your phone. Finally, you can also make your way to the local professional printing booths and get your photographs printed. One thing I would just like to highlight here is that the OCI photo sizing request is 51 by 51 millimeters, and that is different to the standard UK passport photo size. So make sure when you're taking in your physical copies, they are the correct measurements. And again, for that, once you have your physical photos, you can take a picture from your phone, edit it accordingly online, and then you can use that for your online application when you need to upload the digital version. Okay, so we are now on to the actual application. You can find this via any search engine by typing OCI Application into it, or going onto ociservices.gov.in, which I'll also pop into the description below. For this, I will be speeding up the recording and going through the key points. And again, before you start, here you will see there's a description in terms of who the OCI is for, how you need to prepare for the application. And again, before clicking that proceed button, you can see that it's explaining to you that you do need to print off the completed application once you've submitted it online. We are now ready to go through application form part A. The first page is simple. Fill in your details and make sure you write down the reference number in the top right corner in case you need to come back at a later stage. For the national identification number in the UK, we don't have one of these, so you can leave it blank. And for visible mark, if you don't have one, you do need to type something in, so I typed in none. Next, you'll be asked for passport and family details. You will notice as you go through this form how important it was to have all of these documents with you before you started applying. If you are married, you will also be asked for your spouse's passport, whether you're applying through them or not. And finally, as you can see, I am applying through my mum here, so for the route, I'm selecting mother, but you need to select accordingly for that. And finally, you are on to the occupation and address details, which you need to fill in and ensure that the evidence uploaded is matching word for word the details that you are writing here. Once you click next, you will be shown a summary of all of the details you've inputted. Ensure that everything is correct. They're giving you another chance here to check and change anything. After this point, once you click submit, you will need to start a new application if you want to change anything. And then you come to uploading your photo and your signature, which you have already prepared. The great thing about here is if your photo or file is slightly large, there is an option for you to just crop it slightly right here on the application. Once you click crop, it will actually show you as well that everything is correct, and then you just click the upload button, and that comes to the end of section A. Okay, so the next page is preparing you for the evidence upload section, which you already have, so you're ready to proceed to part B. One thing I would also note here is make sure you write down that new file reference number, as it has changed from the temporary reference number you were given at the beginning. This next page asks you questions based on your citizenship, nationality, and your relatives staying in India, so you'll need to select all answers accordingly before clicking submit. Once you click that upload button, you will see that there are 8 different sections for you to upload evidence to. So for example, if you're uploading your passport, you would click current passport, upload, and just drag that file on. You may have more than 8 pieces of evidence to upload, and that's absolutely fine. All you need to do here is save maybe 2 or 3 pieces of evidence together as one PDF or one file, and then upload that under the correct tab. It's okay if it's not under the correct tab. The main thing is that the VFS Centre obtain all of the evidence that you need to submit. Once you have uploaded everything you need, you can click exit and now book your face-to-face appointment.
But before we do so, just to let you know, if you do feel like you've uploaded something incorrectly or you need to re upload it for whatever reason, you can easily do that by going back to this homepage, clicking re-upload documents and just entering your passport number and the file reference number. There is a limit to how many times you can upload a document. I believe it's up to 3 times on each tab. So just be careful with not overdoing it and checking everything before you upload it. We will now go through booking the actual face-to-face appointment, and that can be done by the High Commission of India. So you will need to go onto hcilondon.gov.in, and again, I'll put a link in the description below. You select the service as OCI and the relevant location for you. There are quite a few centres across the UK, so you can choose what's closest for yourself. On the calendar, you will then see which dates are available in green, so you can book your appointment. I think at the moment it's taking around a month or maybe 3 weeks to get your face-to-face appointment booked, and that's probably because of a lot of delays still with the pandemic and a build-up of applications of the OCI. Fill in the rest of the details, so select your appointment time, fill in your reference number, passport number, and your email, mobile number. They will then email you once you've scheduled your appointment a confirmation, so you need to print that out and take that with you to the appointment. They will usually check this as you go through the entrance at the VFS Centre, so the security guard will ask you for that confirmation email. And I'm placing a slide here of other reminders just for you to kind of review before you go to your appointment. So we have the email confirmation of the appointment, the printout of the application once it's been completed. When I'm doing printouts and photocopies here, I've said to print out 2 copies of everything just to be safe. I mean, why not? All original documents, photocopies of those original documents, and make sure they all have been certified with your signature. So remember that certification phrase to say this is to certify this is a true copy of the original. Physical photos, which are 51 by 51 millimeters in size, and that photo needs to match the same photo you uploaded online. Payment, of course, for the OCI application. They did take card when I went to pay in one of the London centres. And finally, some pen and paper. You might need to sign some documents when you are there. You will also be given the envelope, and you'll need to write your address on that yourself. So you will then pay for it and they will post it back to you. But this is just to ensure that everything is correct. And that is everything. So hopefully you feel a bit more confident for your appointment and for the application process of the OCI. Please comment below in terms of how your experience has been. Good luck, all the best, and let me know how you go.